Today's Reddit story involves coffee, and it comes from the subreddit TIFU, and it's titled TIFU by Misunderstanding What World's Strongest Coffee Actually Meant. Okay, so technically this was on Monday, but definitely one of the biggest mistakes I've made in my life. So, for context, I absolutely love really strong dark coffee. There's a running joke among my friends that I drink jet fuel because I brew it so heavy. For whatever reason, that strong flavor psychologically gives me kind of a dopamine rush and wakes me up before the caffeine hits. Anyways, on Monday, I had a really important client meeting and my boss had flown into town for said meeting. So I had to meet her at her hotel pretty early in the morning and it was across town. So I had to get up way earlier than usual and was not having it that morning. Since I was not handling waking up early and kind of in a rush, I hurriedly made my coffee and made it strong. At the store, I had come across this coffee called Death Wish, which was coined as the world's strongest coffee at one point, so I cracked it open, gave the filter a heavy fill, and scurried away to do other morning tasks. I was really excited to try it. In my mind, strong was synonymous with the actual taste, not the caffeine content. For context, the company doesn't release the actual coffee content, but tests show a 12-ounce cup ranges from 300 up to 750 milligrams depending on how you brew it. Judging by my not-so-light brewing habits, I'm sure that number was far closer to the 750. As I'm going about my morning, I'm hammering it down pretty quickly. Slightly disappointed, it was strong, but not what I was expecting of world's strongest. But hey, whatever, it works. After the first few sips, I look at the clock and realize I'm running out of time. So I said, Effed, and just take my coffee with me to the shower where I can finish it off. A few minutes into my shower while I'm lathering up and jamming out to Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift, as us dudes who are married to Swifties do, I start absolutely buzzing. At first, it was just kind of like this little tremble, and I'm just like, huh? And cracked it up to drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Over the next few minutes, that feeling gradually increased, and I had a full-on shake and felt hot. At this point, I put 2 and 2 together. Strong equal caffeine content. Oopsies! A little concerned, I hopped out of the shower, grabbed my phone, and Googled the amount of caffeine and saw that 750 number and was like, OF! This sent me into a full-on caffeine-induced panic attack. First panic attack of my life. My legs gave out from the shakes and my heart was pounding while I lay on the fetal position on the ground trying to chill myself out. I thought I was having an actual heart attack. At the time, there was a little bit of irony in my mind that as a guy in my late 20s who powerlifts and works out 5 days a week, my cause of death would be via heart attack caused by being a dummy and more or less shotgunning 750 milligrams of caffeine. Not the way I thought I'll go, but I accepted my fate in that moment. I called for my wife who was extremely confused, very concerned, and her being frantic about me being frantic made me feel worse. But when I explained it, she calmed down, realized I probably wasn't dying, and just said, oh yeah, that'll do it, and just laid on the floor, pet me like our dogs, and handed me her water off of the sink counter. Then the farts happened. In my panic attack, I started aggressively farting uncontrollably. Not just regular farts or squeakers, but full-blown ground-shaking rippers every 5 to 10 seconds. Quite impressive and in rapid successions. My wife started dying laughing and just patted me on the head and started saying things like, there, that's it, honey. Just fart it out. You'll be fine. So I'm glad she got some enjoyment out of it because I was not having a great time laying there naked and still wet on the bathroom floor in the fetal position, farting uncontrollably and shaking. Ha ha ha. After about 15 minutes, I chilled out a little bit and realized I was okay-ish, and my wife kept an eye on my heart rate and stuff just to make sure I wasn't actually having a heart attack. For the rest of the day, I was wired and definitely a little traumatized, but now I think it's funny. Ended up missing the meeting, and my boss was a little pissed she flew down here. But hey, stuff happens. Sometimes we're dummies and drink way too much caffeine. My question is, who in the actual F wants that much caffeine at once? TLDR. I misunderstood World's Strongest Coffee as pertaining to the actual flavor of the coffee as opposed to having 750 milligrams of caffeine. I shotgunned it down way too quick and made a full-on caffeine-induced panic attack followed by a fart attack and missed an extremely important meeting as a result. There is an update. I consulted with my doctor casually to make sure this wasn't anything to be worried about on Friday and gave him a list of the supplements I take. Turns out one of the supplements I take over the counter is a high dosage of muscle pumps, nitric oxide boosters before workout. It's meant to expand your blood vessel and increase blood flow. Its normal dose is a major component within blood pressure medication used for certain diabetics and most notably in comparable doses. ED medications are like 33% nitric oxide apparently, which can confirm 100% helps firm things up beyond muscles during workouts if you want a cheat code, fellas. But a side effect of expanded vessels from this is sensitivity to substance within 24 hours of use, and specifically caffeine and alcohol, especially in high intake situation, and can be dangerous. That explains a lot. Lol. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, and this story pretty much traumatized me from ever drinking coffee. Maybe next time if I do want coffee, I should definitely ask how much caffeine is in it or find out how much it is because that amount of caffeine is a lot and that's very scary. I hope you guys enjoyed this funny coffee story. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And if you like these types of stories, remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.